Hey rollers, welcome back to the channel. I am part of the recreation inspiration for this month. I've never done anything like this and I was so excited to be invited as the guest host for this month. All right, so this collab is where you take another YouTuber's project or DIY and you put a spin on it, and of course you have to show what the original project is, and then you whatever it is that you're going to recreate, and then show what your project, the finished project, is on at the end. All right, so the two hosts for this collab is Loli from Loli D's Creations and Katie from Lady Red Crafting. Now after you've watched this video, I want you guys to go ahead and watch all the other videos, because you know there's a ton of amazing crafters on this playlist and they're going to have a ton of great inspo for you guys to watch. This is going to be an awesome playlist for you guys to go ahead and enjoy, and it is all Christmas and July themed. So let's get into this. Our first project is going to be from Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. We are going to be using these, I don't even know what they're called, from Dollar Tree, and I just cut off the star, and I'm going to be using this heat transfer. I don't even know what they're called anymore, but I did get them from Amazon a few years ago, so you can probably just look them up under heat transfer, Christmas tree or holiday theme. And we are just going to transfer, basically heat press them on here, and I just cut off the bottom as you can see on the video, and I'm just gonna right now cool them off onto my glass mat just to cool it off a lot faster. Peel it back. It's just the same process as you do when you're doing any other heat transfer material, HTV or whatever, DTF. It's very similar to a DTF material, and then it was giving me a little bit of a hard time, but we got that on there. And then the Tis the Season to Sparkle, I'm just going to put it on the side. This was a very easy, quick project. Like I said, just cut off the star. If you wanted to keep it, you could have, and I didn't do anything else to this. I love the chippy look to this. I'm not going to do anything to the back. I'm not going to put a hanger on it, because in another future video, I don't know when, Christmas season maybe, I'll probably do a double sided, unless I do Halloween. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Maybe I should do Halloween. Like I said, let me know in the comments. And that's it for this one. Very easy, very quick, nothing else to it. All right. All right, moving on to this project. I use DIY Marquee. This is like literally the best red paint. And this one, we're going to do Sammy from Unicorn Dust Design. Now, her image, she used IOD transfers. And of course, I didn't have that transfer. And I think that one's actually discontinued. So I pulled this one from Cricut's Design Space, and we're just going to, I already weeded it off camera. We're going to use this transfer tape from, I want to say Expressions Vinyl, I don't know, and we're just going to peel it back, weed it, peel it back, and then add it to my board. Now the board, I think this one was from Dollar Tree, from the Dollar Tree Plus section, and I'm just using the back or the front. Honestly, I have no idea which side it was. I just know I painted it because it was like the closest thing that I had to what she used, even though she used a cutting board, so I guess it technically wouldn't be the closest thing she had. Anyway guys, let's get back to what we're doing. So I'm gonna lay it down here, and y'all know I can't really do straight things, so I'm struggling. I was on the struggle bus to get this aligned up. So yeah, anywho, remember guys, as once we're done with this video, to go ahead and watch everybody else's video on the rest of this playlist, and I hope that you enjoy it. Just let me know in the comments what you guys think about how I did for each of the recreation stuff. All right, with all that being said, so we've got that down. We're going to make sure that we lay it down really, really well, because we don't want any bleed. You guys know how I feel about my straight lines, right? They need to be, yeah. Y'all know how I feel about the straight lines. All right, peel everything back, and then we'll proceed. Now, once we get that peeled back, I'm trying to make sure that everything is really, really stuck down. Brayer. Now, with the scraper, you just gotta be very, very careful. Now, look, want not, waste not, all that stuff. So I take my tape, my transfer tape thing, and I'm gonna use it as a painter's tape to block off areas that I don't want any tape to get onto. You know, it's already there. Grab my Waverly chalk paint, and we're going to pour some out, and then we're going to paint over this project. So that's all we're gonna do. Now you're gonna see me use my Mr. bottle a lot for my paint, and I just use that because I need my paint to move a lot quicker or better, more, I don't know what's the term, but it just helps your paint glide better when you're working in this mode. And for this, I did do 2 coats since it's going over another layer of paint. I always do 2 coats. So now we're just going to pull everything off and see how everything looks. And guys, this is where the magic, at least for me, this is where the magic happens, because this is where we want to see. And look at those lines. Look at those lines. Oh, you know how I do with my lines. Just let's get a moment of silence so we can look at these lines. Now, remember what I always say, do not touch your paint, the flakes, because the minute you touch them with your hands, the oils are going to reactivate that paint, and you're not getting that off. So that's why I always use a chippy brush and make sure that you use a very sharp weeding tool to get all those insides so you're not gouging your wood material. Now, I've got DIY black wax. If you got any other color wax, like dark wax, that'll work just as well. If you want to use brown wax, whatever you have. Now, we're going to slather this on like your barbecue sauce on some ribs. Put that all on there. You want to get as much of it on there because we are going to wipe this back. Like, remember, her image was pretty dark. So we're going to put that on there nice and thick. And then we're going to grab a cloth, and we're going to wipe this off. Now look how nice that look. Like, look at it. I know you guys are probably going, bro, what in the world are you doing? You're ruining the image. Doesn't it look nice? Doesn't that look nice? All right, so I'm just putting a sawtooth hanger on the back, and then this project is done. We're done with that, and I'll show it to you guys all in the final review. All right, this is my first rolling pin, and actually is my first time going to be using decoupage or Roy's decoupage paper. So I'm going to be painting my rolling pin with Waverly white, and I just made these boxes. I glued them together, so I needed a way to hold my rolling pin so that it could dry without messing up my paint. So again, I was wetting my surface so that my paint can move better. And then I'm going to be painting it with this blue iris from DIY Paint. I'm just painting the handles because later on you'll see why. So I figured out the best way to paint the handles was for the handle to just be facing me. Again, wetting the surface so that my paint can move a lot smoother for me. Once everything is dry, I wet this towel so that I can wet distress it. You can use a baby wipe. You can use whatever you have. I don't normally have baby wipes in my craft room or anywhere in my house. So this is what I'm using, and it works just the same. This is the Roy's decoupage paper. It's called Winter Blocks, I believe. And I do get this from Sammy as well. And this is the page that we are going to be working with. All right, so, and no, this is not a paid advertisement ad from her or anything like that. I just absolutely love the projects that she does. All right, so there it is. And isn't that blue like a perfect match? All right, grab your paintbrush. This is just a water paintbrush if you're curious about the shape. Some water, and then we are going to whip it just by wetting it, because I didn't want a harsh edge to the project. I really wanted to look a little bit more natural, I guess you can say. So we're just going to rip it until we get the right size. So you're going to see me constantly put it up against my rolling pin so that I can make sure that it measures up exactly to where I want it to end. Basically that there's an overlap, but I ended up getting too much overlap. I didn't want as much of an overlap, but I didn't quite get there. Once I got everything where I wanted, I got this liquid patina, and that's a decoupage medium. You can use whatever you have, Mod Podge, anything like that, to glue it down. And then we're gonna wet the decoupage paper and then just lay it down on your rolling pin, whatever surface that you're working with. Just keep going after you got your first starter strip down. That's how I've learned to do it. And then you're just gonna keep going until you get to the end. And see, this is where I had that excessive strip down, but because I ripped it, it looks a little bit more natural. But look how absolutely stunning this paper looks on this rolling pin. I am so much in love with it. Anyway, once that was completely dry, I think I waited a whole day. I grabbed my sanding block and I just sanded the excess on the end. It wasn't that much. And make sure you sand in a downward motion, because you don't want to rip your paper if you go upwards. And then I just made sure that everything, and I messed up because my thing was dirty. I know. And so I just hurried up and painted over that with some white paint and got it all. You wouldn't even notice once I added the liquid patina over that. You couldn't even tell. And you guys know now because I just told you guys, but otherwise you wouldn't even know. But look at it. Isn't she like absolutely gorgeous? I mean, this is probably my favorite project. Like for it to be my first rolling pin, I absolutely love it. Now I have a whole bunch of other rolling pins I have to work on. All right, our last project, this joy sign. It did not turn out exactly how I had in mind. And all right, so I'm lining this tape up because in my mind, this was supposed to go sort of diagonal in a way. And it started out exactly like that. So I'm going to put the tape down first because I need the tape to be down and so that I can paint. But then it kind of goes sideways because I took a break of a couple days, I think it was. And I don't know what happened after that. So we're going to lay down our gray paint. I think it was Parisian gray. And I cooled it down. And then we do our second layer of paint. And then we're going to lay down our joy. And then go from there. Now here we go with the best part. Yeah, no, I love my straight lines, guys. All right, we grab our apricot and my joy is where I need it to be. So now remember, when you're painting, you literally are only, it's almost like you're gliding your foam brush over because you don't want this to bleed. All right, peel this back. And again, Them lines, guys. I know I keep repeating that, but for me, it's like the best part of doing wood rounds. And then against this wood grain, I've said it before that this is not my favorite wood, but I'm starting to get the hang of working with this type of wood. So, yes. Okay. Now, don't gouge your wood. Make sure you have a sharp tool. I'm going to always tell you guys that. Make sure you have a really sharp tool to get the insides of your pieces out. All right, now this is where I messed up. I put the to the world on at the wrong angle, and I should have had this angled. Yeah, so now it looks like a 1/3 all the way down. Yeah, you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, but it still comes out looking absolutely gorgeous. It's just not what the design had originally was supposed to be, but I really do love it, and I love the color that my neighbor/sister picked out, and according to her, this is her wood round and she designed it, so she's keeping it. So, and we're not going to put anything on the side. There's not going to be any ribbon or anything on here until the holidays, because she wants mistletoe and we don't have that in stock right now because my stash is not, you know what I mean. But we are going to seal this with 3 layers of spar urethane because this is going outside. So always seal your projects with spar urethane. Water-based, guys, water-based, because there you go, water-based, because it's going outside. I do 3 coats. You are more than happy to do more or less based on your situation. And I do put a hanger. I staple my hanger on. It's the, what is that one? The one that I use from the Dollar Tree, wire jute twine. You can always use whatever you have on hand. And that is all I'm going to do for this. Isn't that color gorgeous? I don't remember what this color is. It was something that I have outside and I just randomly picked a color because that I haven't used in a while, and that's what I went with. If you want to know, just comment and let me know. There's the jute twine, and you see it doesn't go through. I think this is 1/4 size staple that I have on here, and it does not go through this wood. So just let me know if you want to know what stain color this is, and I will let you know. Let me know what you guys think of the designs that I picked and how I did compared to the original project. Thank you guys for watching. And again, remember to go watch all the other crafters in the playlist. Bye.